What's up, guys? Jeremy Lacin with Lacin Kicks. So this is episode number 1 of our podcast series. All right. We're going to go over everything. All right. I have a big story. I know a lot of you have a big story as well about your journeys. I want to share that as well. Everything from beginning to end. Okay. Between starting up this business, as far as thinking about it, falling into it, getting to where we are now, turning down big deals, taking big deals, scaling up, scaling down, everything in between. I want to go over the whole journey with you guys. I think you're really going to enjoy this. I'm also going to be taking questions. Like, I have a lot of common questions that I get already written down here. But I'd like every episode for you guys to drop a couple of questions down below. And I'll make sure to answer them in the next one. All right. So if you don't know, I am a sneaker designer. Okay. A lot of us are called sneaker artists, customizers, things like that. I've taken this to a different level. So we're definitely on the design level now. We basically customize footwear. We do everything from, airbrushing and hand painting on existing shoes. We do footwear development where we'll create a shoe completely from nothing, all the way from the sketch on a napkin, all the way to the actual finished product. We also do some pretty cool releases. I come up with these concepts where, I really want something to pop off, and, I kind of put it out there for the public, whether it's a sample pair or just a really good mock-up. And a lot of times people just jump on it, So we do, random releases, based on whatever I come up with. If I'm passionate about it, if I think people are going to want it, or if I think the culture just needs it. So there's a lot that has to do with that. All right. It's not just coming up with an idea and painting or sewing. There is a lot especially on the business side. A lot of personal sacrifices, health sacrifices. There's a lot of things that are involved in doing things on the level that we are now. So I think it's going to be a really interesting journey. I'm going to dive right in on these first 3 questions that we've got. I think I'm going to do 3 questions every time. It just depends on, how big the questions really are. So our first one is, how did you get your first order? Now, this is kind of a typical entrepreneurial story where, I was doing something for fun for myself. Friends asked me to post it on social media. And next thing you know, friends of friends and family members are all asking for my services. So yeah, that's basically how it happened. We posted it up and everybody flooded. Everybody meaning like 10 people, because I didn't really have a social media presence. I was a mechanic for 13 years before this. So, when I came out talking about the shoes, only a few people were like, we got to have something. And, my first customer, Shirley, she let me do whatever I wanted to do. And I did a really cool Galaxy theme on a pair of Chucks, with Swarovski crystals for the stars. To this day, she's got like almost 40 pairs of our shoes. So I'm really grateful for her and, helping us start off this journey. So question number 2. Question number 2 is, how did you leave your job and get into customizing full time? So for me, it was, kind of a normal story. These days, coronavirus had a lot to do with it. I was doing both. Okay. I was working 18 to 20 hours every single day between being a mechanic and coming home, working on shoes in a bedroom or my efficiency. And, it was rough, it was really taxing on my body and my family and my relationships. And, I was doing really, really well. And during coronavirus, the bus company that my dad owns, they didn't really need our services as much. So I put more energy into Lacing Kicks, and it just blew up. And, during the pandemic, so I was like, this has got to be something big. I will now, put all my eggs in one basket. And when I did, we've been rocking ever since. So that's how I was able to do it. I know a lot of people are probably looking at that question like, yo, Jeremy, tell me to leave my job. I don't want to do that. It's irresponsible of me. It really depends on your circumstances. Like, are you making a ton of money to where the only reason you can buy supplies is because of your regular job, or do you have enough orders and enough followers to where, and maybe like a niche market for it, to where you know for a fact that it could take off really big? Um, that's a question you got to ask yourself. We're all different. Our lives are different. If anybody wants to talk about it even more, drop some comments down below for some specifics. But yeah, so third question here. Let's get into we'll save that one for later. So the next question we're going to do is, how many pairs of shoes do you make in a month? Now, I do have a team. Don't let social media fool you or anything. I do have a lot of people helping. We probably create about, let's just say, like on the low side, because I hate to overwork us as a team, but about 250 pairs a month in airbrushing, maybe 40 pairs a month in full reconstruction, cutting and sewing. They're great numbers, but we've done more, and on a regular basis we do more, but we're trying to tone it down so we can have regular 8-hour shifts and a life. My second half is going to be here with you guys, so let's keep rocking. Like I said, drop some questions down below. If you had a question about anything I just said, or you have a new question, drop that in the comments so I can put it down, write it down, and prepare it for the next podcast in the next couple of days. So if you don't know, we have a release out right now that's doing really well. It's called the Grinchmas. I left it at the studio, or else I meant to bring it, but you can go on our site, lacinkicks.com, and check that out. Last year we went crazy with them. We sold almost 100 pairs, and I only had like 2 weeks to release them. And then this year I changed it up completely. I went with the Jordan 1 low. I went even crazier with the materials, the quality, 100%. So, we've leveled up a lot in a very short period of time. I started this in May 2018. So yeah, we're 6 years in. First couple of years, like I said, I had a job and I was just doing my best, but the past 3 years I've been going full throttle. There's been a couple of big speed bumps in there, and I will talk about that on our next episode. I want to talk about the hard part of this, the hard part of my life, and transitioning from just a guy who paints shoes on his couch to the actual founder, creative director of this company, and 2 more companies. We'll get into all that as well. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Let's grow.